Carl Haas used to say in Adventures in Good Music, hello everybody. Hello everybody. Hello everyone. It's August 18th, 2019, 5 months after actually 3 months after the anniversary of the explosion of Mount St. Helens, or the eruption I should say, and here we are in Portland, Oregon. I don't need a fan today because it's still overcast. We've had a really cool summer here in Portland. Last year, 31 days over 90 degrees. This year, so far, only 9. I like it. The heat never agreed with me, and especially as I've gotten older. Anyway, welcome everybody. Let me see who's here. Some of our old favorites. Of course, Anthony Olson is here. So is Jason. Chris Geyer. Thank you, Chris. Chris was a mensch, as we say in Yiddish. Not only did he give $20 last week, but he became a patron of this channel. Go to patreon.com, and he went ahead and signed up for a modest monthly donation, and every penny we get is wonderful. So again, hi Chris, Jason, Steve, Taco Platter, I love your name. Andrea M, of course, Adam, Giffy X, I haven't seen you before. Bethy, of course, and Yannick Padma. Hello all you guys. Welcome to your weekly Sunday noon live chat where we talk about all things about mental health recovery. Again, a reminder that anything we say here is just for informational purposes only, and is not meant to replace diagnosis and treatment by a qualified mental health professional. Does depression make you think you'll go mad? For some people, yes. It certainly gives you a lot of pain, that's for sure. Cheryl Daniel, nice to see everybody. Taco Platter, you started off with $5. Wow, that's quite wonderful. Thank you so much. I don't know, does that mean CA Canadian? I think. It must be. It's certainly not California. Anyway, yes, so a little $sign in the lower left-hand part of your thread. Click on that. Anything 99 cents or over is greatly appreciated. Taco, since you've made the first donation, have I sent you yet? I probably have this chart here about self-care activities to improve your mood. It's a two-sided color diagram. It's yours for free. If I haven't sent it to you before, simply send your email address to me. DouglasBlock@gmail.com, right there. All right, Matthew Francis. Doug, is it normal to have the same intrusive thoughts every day? You better believe it. Oh, yes. Madness. Yes. You are going mad, you'll never recover. You are going mad, you'll never recover. You are going mad, you'll never recover. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again in 96, 97. Yes, it can drive you crazy. Intrusive thoughts are a major part of depression, and you have to say, cancel, and shift your mind somewhere else. Steve Young, I've been doing creative writing recently to keep me in a positive mindset. Go Mind Warriors. Steve Young, very proactive, doing all sorts of wonderful things for himself, using these activities from the UK. Is there anything about journaling in here? You know what? I need to add that. Well, creative self-expression. Okay, you are doing creative self-expression. Good for you, Steve. You're a model recovering depressives. Let me see, MRD. That's my new name for you. Your new acronym, MRD, Model Recovering Depressives. How's that? Yes, peace to you, Matthew Francis. Give some advice to remove procrastination. I've been having a hard time pronouncing words lately. Yes, well, what I try to do is I try to set a schedule for myself and write down what I need to do when it comes. Give myself a reward. Like if I don't put it off, I'll give myself a scoop of ice cream at the end. Reward yourself for doing things on time. Give yourself pats on the back. Again, if you mess up, avoid self-criticism. Say, hey, I did the best I could. I'll try again. I think there are many books on procrastination, and you can probably find good stuff on YouTube. Gaga. Can recovery take longer than 1 year? Some people said this about not doctors. Doctors don't know what they're saying. Hey, look, nobody knows if you're going through a depressive disorder, a schizophrenic disorder, an anxiety disorder. The doctors cannot tell how long it's going to take. It takes as long as it takes, but it does happen. You know, unlike antibiotics, you take it for 10 days, the infection will clear up. Start after the 3rd day, call me if it doesn't. No, depression is not like that. So, yes, my depressive episodes have been 18 months, my friend. So don't give up. Hang in there. You will get better. Jason Cluo, work on being in love with the person in the mirror who has been through so much but is still standing. Jason, you're going to be write my next book with me. Thank you. VJack V, hey, I'd like to say that I'm 0.5 milligrams of Xanax and I have to take it 3 times a day. If I stop taking when the doctor tells me, well, I get some medicine for the Xanax withdrawals. Yes, if it's warranted. Everybody's different, but yes, you can get medications like, I think, Valium for benzo withdrawals. Well, that's another benzo, isn't it? So I'm not going to say what, but yes, there are things that they can give you, and sometimes you won't even have any withdrawal symptoms. Depends on the person. But when if and when you start to taper, please, please, please do it under the supervision of a doctor. You're more than welcome. Sums, my mum didn't know. As soon as you see the word mum, M-U-M, you know he's from the UK. In America, we call it mommy. My mommy didn't know I drink, and I got drunk at a wedding and had to leave. Now she won't talk to me. What shall I do? Ask for forgiveness. Say, look, I'm a human. I make mistakes, and just make amends. Like they say in A, do something nice for her. But you're only human, as Billy Joel would say in his wonderful song Second Wind. I have bad muscle tension, Beth D. Well, massage, progressive muscle relaxation, chiropractic. All right. Hagagaha, you have to also be aware of what's making you depressed. Some situations just don't go away because you want them to. Sometimes you have to just overcome and stand strong. Thank you, Alex Homer. Jason Cardenas, you've written me and I've written back, but I think I was supposed to send you something else. Good morning, Douglas. So my friend said he felt like he was stuck in a dream, and I did research and it said, derealization, what is that? Derealization is a disorder which I've never had. It's a kind of anxiety disorder. It means you're feeling detached from yourself. You're like standing outside yourself, like being in a dream, not real. It can be very disturbing, but people I know who have had it said they just try to ignore it and go on with their lives. I haven't had direct experience with it, so I can't really tell you from my own personal experience how to deal with it, but it's very common. And my friend Noah Thomas, N-O-A, by the way, do you need an ARC? Start again. Do you need an ARC? I know a guy. He loved that joke. Noah did. Anyway, Noah Thomas, who's going to get me an ARC, he's done some videos on derealization. Just go to his channel on YouTube and you'll find them. Hey, Hazar Faid, nice to see you. Good morning, Douglas. Oh, yeah, okay. Yes, I answered the question. Thank you. Steve Young, Lazy Eye Ranch. Have I tried CBD? Yes, in the middle of the night, it helps me go back to sleep. It's good for muscle tension, good for anxiety. A lot of people, CBD is now a huge fad in America. And New Seasons, a health food store here in Portland, they have a whole shelf of CBD products. Unbelievable. Admit GFs, in your experience, do people receive much more quickly with medication or through learning coping skills with CBT? Well, medication takes 20 minutes, but guess what? It wears off and it's not permanent and it's not for the long term. So you can use medication in a pinch, but CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, most psychologists will tell you that's the best way to go for anxiety, however, or depression. But if you need extra support, medication is always there. All right. Let's go on. Be careful mixing CBD with Ed, says Jason. CBD didn't help me, says Anthony. Linda Hurst. Anyone here successful stop taking antidepressants? Yes, and when you do stop taking, you have to do so very slowly, according to the New York Times. I stopped taking them years ago, but I only took them for 2 days. So, rest. How to stop repeating bad behaviors? That is a $64,000 question for humanity. Stopping bad behaviors, breaking bad habits. Who does not have that problem? Yikes. There's a wonderful book, I think, called The Power of Habit. And there's a book by a guy named James Clear. Like having a clear head. I've never read the book, but I hear it's very good. I'll recommend it to you. And he can give me a finder, see if I can figure out how to say something here. Wait. Okay, I'm not going to super chat myself. Okay, so it's called Atomic Habits. Check out the book Atomic Habits from the library or from the internet and see what you think. Anyway, yes, breaking habits is very difficult. And I always find it's easier to replace a bad habit with a good habit. So if you're trying to stop cigarettes, every time you have the urge to puff, suck on a lemon drop or something like that. Or, do something pleasurable to replace what you were going to do. Okay, what other questions do we have? Did I tell a joke? Not yet, but I just told one. Do you need an arc? I know a guy. Also, I just found an interesting joke in this riddle book. Crosby's Dictionary of Riddles. They've got some bad ones, but they've got some good ones. Why is a wild horse like an egg? Doesn't seem like it could be. Why is a wild horse like an egg? Because it has to be broken before you use it. Not too bad, huh? Right, there's my joke for right now. By the way, you guys have had the best jokes, so please type those jokes and let me have them. They are just funny. You know what when one tectonic plate said when he bumped into another? Sorry, it's my fault. How's that? That's from you guys. What is the channel Noah? Well, you just type in Noah Thomas in YouTube, but I think it's called B-I-G. Hold on, I have to type this. I think it's Big K-N-O. If only I could spell, that would help. K-N-O. Try it again. O-W. I think that's it. Big No-No or Noah Thomas. By the way, I definitely should have taken a typing class in high school instead of taking advanced calculus. What good does calculus do me anywhere? You know, at least I know what 25% of 100 is, but that's not calculus. All right. Lazy Eye Ranch. I'm seeing a new doctor tomorrow. Haven't been to a doctor in a year. Think I'm going to type out my issues beforehand. Yes, yes, yes. Very good idea. Kaishakak Zemo. How long does a medication take to heal depression? Again, the $64,000 question. As long as it takes. Usually you're supposed to know something within 4 to 6 weeks. Also, is it necessary to go socially when you're under medication? It's always go derealization. Well, my belief is that social connection with people, social support are an integral part of healing from depression and being a fulfilled human being. Now, some people have social anxiety and some people are introverts. So that being said, we need some contact with people. Human beings are pack animals like dogs. That's why dogs are man's best friend. And some people are much more extroverted. What are my thoughts on antidepressants and teenagers in this day and age? Well, there's been a lot of controversy about that, but depends on how old the teenagers. But there are things called people called child and adolescent psychiatrists, and they see troubled young people, teenagers, and I definitely think they would tell you that there's a place for antidepressants if used judiciously. But oftentimes it's a family problem, family therapy, psychotherapy. It's always good to try therapy, lifestyle habits first, and medication after. But you know, if someone is having like delusions and paranoid delusions like schizophrenia, you don't want to wait. you want to help try to give them some helpful medication. So if someone's on a manic episode, you definitely want to give them, you know, some lithium or some. In other words, if somebody's in a crisis, sometimes you need a quick response. But for an ongoing issue, usually the conservative methods are best. But again, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just giving you my best wisdom. Anybody who's got a problem here should be under somebody's care. SSRIs are easier to come off than SNRIs, according to Jason. What concentration of CBT did you take? It was 100% hemp oil. Hey, Cynthia, nice to see you. Fuaris, thank you, Kelly Burns. I have a CD on stopping procrastination, but I haven't read it yet. You meant to say book, not CD, but that's cool. How do you know, Doug, if your intrusive thoughts are due to OCD? Well, that's hard. You'd have to get a diagnosis, but intrusive thoughts are intrusive thoughts, and whether you have OCD or not, you do it the same way. Now, I'm going to give you another book, guys, because I love reading. It's by Jeffrey Schwartz. It's about treating OCD and intrusive thoughts. It's called Brain Lock. Also, I have a video, I'll call DB video, on intrusive thoughts. It's called How to Stop Obsessive, and it has a lot of good views and a lot of good feedback. So you might want to check out my video on this subject. And of course, hey, look, boys and girls, do you remember the song by Paul Simon, Boy in the Bubble, starting out his wonderful album Graceland? We live in the age of miracles and wonders. This is the long distance call, right? The way that the way the camera follows us in slow-mo, the way it's something to us all. In other words, we do live in the age of miracles. The internet is a miracle. Hey, I'm 70 years old. For most of my life, it didn't exist. Now, all the knowledge of the human species is right at a fingertip. Google, what's the population of Texas? Google, how much did it rain last year in Poland? I mean, whatever the hell you want to know, it's at your fingertips. It's amazing. You know, those of us who weren't around when the internet, who were around when the internet wasn't here, can appreciate the miracle that it is. So there's, you know, you guys can do your own research. Taco, I've been practicing prolonged fasting. Yes, a lot of people think that intermittent fasting is very good. I don't know what you mean by prolonged, but fasting is an ancient tool. But if you're doing it for a long time, like a water fast, you need to be on somebody's supervision. Do I have a booger or something under my nose? Well, I don't think so, but I'll check. It's probably gone if it's there. Any books or things to check out for getting up and moving? I also need to snag your book. Okay, well here, I'm snagging it for you. Healing from Depression, 12 Weeks to a Better Mood. Wrote it in 2001. It's still one of the best books out there on the subject. Structure, 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 The Forever Freak, Marissa. You just need to get up and have a structure ahead of time, and that will help you get moving and being productive. But again, must be many books written on that. Probably Atomic Habits. What do you do if you see a spaceman? I have no idea. What do you call a bear with no shoes? Barefoot. Oh my God. Well, Jason, a horse walks into a bar. The barman said, "Why the long face?" That's very funny. Did you hear about the dyslexic alcoholic who walked into a bra? Another joke. All right. Hazar Faid. I feel paranoid when I walk in the street. People come looking at me because in my head there's a camera in the mirror and they see me changing clothes. I don't know why I think like this. Well, your brain, your dopamine is not in alignment according to the theories about, you know, schizophrenia or paranoia. So yes, there's something in your brain, your circuitry up here that's not working right. And, you know, so if this continues, you should go reach out for help. 65 people watching. It is now 19 after the hour. We've had 2 contributions so far. We could always use a couple more. I always like to get up to about $35 US. So that would be great if we can have some more contributions. Click on the live chat, the little $sign, and give what your heart tells you. Also, again, www.patreon. By the way, I made a typo. I had a big notice to everybody. It says our channel has now reached 40,000 subscribers and 3 million views, which is true for this YouTube channel. But unfortunately, it came out with not instead of now. So I got to go change that after we're off the air. There's my Patreon website right there. www.patreon.com, Douglas Block, if you would like to become a patron for as little as $2 a month. All right, Billy Reed, nice to hear from you. God, there's been a lot of comments. Let me see if I can get to them. If so, how do I stop this need to control everything in life? To realize that, you know, that you can't control everything. It's not possible. If you're comfortable around people, Wagas, talk to a good therapist about it. There are ways to gradually introduce yourself to people in small steps, like joining a really small group. Can depression cause you to become controlling and make OCD worse? Yes, that is true. Blackbird X7777, I'm trying to have my main goal to be my mood stability, whatever happens. I take it as my job. That's absolutely right. That is absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. A bear walked into the bar and said, I'll have a beer. The bartender said, why the big pause? Oh my God. These are really excellent and horrible. Okay, someone just gave $5. Was that Taco Platter again? Let me check. Jason, of course, our friend from Great Britain. Thank you, Jason, with the great sense of humor and the bad jokes. All right, what else have people asked about? What do you call a cheese that isn't yours? Nacho cheese. Okay. All right, what else? What to do when thought of family and loved ones ain't enough to keep you from suicidal thoughts or planning? Any advice, thoughts? Yeah, go see a therapist and get some treatment for your depression, and it's, a medication person and a therapist. You can think about like what are things in this world that are meaningful to me? Something that gives you a sense of purpose. If it's not friends and family, what else? Also, you can ask yourself, if I harm myself, what will be the impact on my friends and family? And when you start thinking about that, they'll be devastated. Nobody ever gets over what the effects of a loved one taking their own life. So think about that. How would your death impact other people? That's a very good deterrent. But whatever it is, I want to tell you right now, hang in there. Things will get better. I know they will. I've been in despair many times, as have been my clients. And if you wait long enough, things do improve. But definitely go out and reach out for help. All right. All right. Well, ladies and gents, I'm sorry that you need some legal help to save your home. There is free legal aid here in Portland, Oregon. Maybe you can find something in your area. You look great for 70, bro. Hey, well, thank you, Nanak Padma. I'm going to send you a cheesecake. Is your book, Healing from Depression, available? Yes, it's on Kindle. Healing from Depression, this book is sold as a Kindle on Amazon, so you can get it there for $15. If you have a Kindle reader, and Kindle readers are free on any computer. I wrote my question wrong, says Taco Platter. Have you seen any research that fasting helps depression? I'm doing one meal a day. I can't believe how good I feel. I know it's good for your health. I haven't seen research, but no, I haven't. But there's a very famous fasting clinic in America. You should call them or write them. It's called True North. It's in Santa Rosa, California, and they're the experts on fasting. So I would go contact them. So True North is a great place to get information on fasting, and it's called the True North Clinic or something like that. Anyway, I know people have gone down there, and I can't exist on one meal a day. I don't know. I just get too hungry, but good for you. All right. Rosie Bangle, how are you? Good to see you. Yes, it is good to see you. Chris Geiser, again, thank you for your generosity. Structures of Care, will make sure to get yours on Amazon, I promise. Hey, I'm going through a really bad time, D. Mac, but you know what? Tough times never last, but tough people do. Remember that affirmation from Robert Schuller. This, or what goes down must come up. The Douglas Block affirmation. Or, here we go. D. Mac, look at this beautiful thing from Julie Hayes. From the ashes I rise. You see, the phoenix bird dies in a big fire, but rises out of its ashes. You too will be like the phoenix. One day you will rise out of your ashes. All right, what is brown? Sounds like a bell. I have no idea. Alex Homer, I know what it's like to feel uncomfortable even around people I've known for years, family too. It could be due to past events or just falling out. Just try to become more positive. Nice feedback. I found your videos when I was at absolute rock bottom, would just like to say thank you for giving me the courage to ask for help. Things are starting to get better. Thank you, Floamax, whatever your name is. Amen. Let's say amen to Floamax. Yes. Reaching out for help. Things do get better. You're absolutely correct. But you have to be vigilant, because even when you come out of a depressive episode, you can slip back into the pit. We have to practice our lifestyle habits and, make sure we're leading a healthy lifestyle, stay in touch with our therapist, do all these proactive things. But yes, I'm glad that my videos gave you the courage to reach out for help. And I'm glad things are starting to get better. And you need to share that testimony with other people. If you know somebody who's going downhill, if you know somebody who's going through a hard time, tell them, please reach out for help. It will work. That's the second principle of my 3 principles or pillars of mental health recovery. The first is set the intention to heal. The second is reach out for support. And the third is use a combination of mutually supportive therapies to treat your symptoms. And that's why I made this little diagram, self-care activities to heal your mood. Anybody make a contribution, I will send you a free copy. And someone just donated $10. What a sweetheart. Steve Burns, yep. Stephen Burns. Isn't there a Kelly Burns that comes on here? Are you guys brothers or something? Anyway, Stephen, I will send you a free ebook of my memoir on recovery, which I know will be around after I kick the bucket when going through hell don't stop. The thing I'm most proud of, A Survivor's Guide to Overcoming Anxiety and Clinical Depression. The ebook is yours for free if you just go ahead and send me an email. I found your videos when I was at rock bottom. Yes, thank you so much. Alex Homer, easier said than done. It's a complicated question to answer not knowing the ins and outs of your particular situation. Yes. All right. Therapy, CBT, medications still feel bad. Well, DMAC, there are other things. There's exercise. Maybe you haven't found the right medication. There's also something called TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation. You should talk about that with your counselor or your psychiatrist. All right. Any suggestions on exercising beginners? I work 13 hours a day, Monday through Friday, so time is difficult. Any thoughts? Well, yeah, when you get home, take a walk around the block. Or, if you have the money, get a little, buy a small treadmill or an elliptical for your home and, get up in the morning before you go to work. Or, or maybe during the lunch hour, there's a gym nearby. Or you definitely should work out on the weekends when you're not working. But 13 hours is a long time, so just do what you can. Something is better than nothing. I cannot see how to make a contribution in the UK. Well, you just went ahead and gave £2, so thank you very much. You figured it out. Thank you, Admin GFs. Appreciate it. So yes, Alex Homer said, don't do that. I'm not quite sure what that was in response to. But anyway, step back in your head from the things. Be kind to yourself. You have a negative thought, respond. Nice way to respond. Lower your expectations. Nice feedback. And I'm glad that Rosie Bangle and Lazy Eye Ranch are having a good connection. That's what it's all about. That's what this live chat about. This live chat is about creating a community where people support each other. We are in it together. You are not alone. When my friend Noah Thomas was in the hospital and he picked up my book when going through Hell Don't Stop, he said, I had never met anybody who had been through this type of hell before. I realized finally I was not alone, and that was the big turning point for me. Everybody here, you're not alone. You're in good company. 1 out of every 5 Americans suffers from a mental health disorder in any given year, and 1 out of 2, 50% of people in the U.S. have a mental health disorder over the course of your life. You are not in the minority. You are in, I won't say the majority, but you're at least equal to 50% of the population. We don't have to hang our head in shame. We don't have to beat ourselves up. Say it loud, I'm depressed and I'm proud. And we have to let go of that stigma, and it still exists. This is why police officers have such high rates of self-harm, because the culture in the police department says, you're strong, you're powerful, you're a man, you don't need help. Yes, you do. Everybody needs help. All right. Practice breathing exercises, Jason. I've gotten a lot better after I took antidepressants, but before it was very difficult to control my emotions. Well, I'm glad, Waka Samed, I'm glad it's helping you out. Superhero, the Flash is so quick, he's even fast asleep. That joke's not quite sure. Oh, yes, that's very good. And I'll have to go the # jokes. How did you choose your support group? Are you talking to me or is somebody else? Katrin from the Netherlands. So let me know. I'm looking for trying esketamine. Yeah, it's a brand new treatment. It's controversial. Let me know if it works. Riza Vedno, nice to see you. Edmund GFs, okay, I figured out how to change the amount now. Good for you. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Well, Jiffy X, I'm sorry about your mom, and no, you don't have to follow in her footsteps. Absolutely not. Parents are good examples of what not to do, and in addition to what to do. So just because your parents succumbed to depression or did something unskillful, you don't have to follow in their footsteps. We are free human beings with free will, and we can make choices at any given time in our life. And again, we need support. We can't do it alone. It's now exactly half hour, 50% through our wonderful live chat. Thank you for those who have donated. And I look forward to some more later on. I got something in my upper lip. I'm going to have a mirror. Oh, well. Billy Reed, do you mean ketamine? It did not work for me. Very expensive. You have to keep getting treatments. Maybe it will work for you. And how are you doing, Billy Reed? I know you tried ECT. It wasn't helpful. Let me know what else you're doing to help yourself. I would like to ask it to you. Well, I run a support group. So my first and only support group is I was going to a spiritual community called the Living Enrichment Center. And I was in help. I needed help. I was suicidal. People found out. Thank you, Chris. Another $10 donation. What a mensch, as we say. Chris Geiser is going to be our major patron pretty soon. Anyway, and by the way, what part of the country do you live in? I'm assuming you're in America somewhere. So yes, Catherine, so a bunch of people in this spiritual community gathered in a circle around me. There were 12 of them, and they held me in their consciousness for 1 month and saw me as whole and well and complete and happy. And after that 1 month, I got better. So after that, I started to run support groups. So now I run them for other people. But there's something called the Depression Bipolar Support Alliance, a National Alliance on Mental Illness. If you go ahead and email me, douglasblock@gmail.com, if I can find it, I will send you links to those support groups. Steve Young, $10. Thank you. I find my visualization technique puts the inner demons, intrusive negative thoughts, and afflictions in their place. You are just as important to your friends and family as they are to you. So, Steve Young, why don't you go ahead and email me your visualization technique? And if you want to, I'd like to have you give me permission to share it with the other live chatters. Hey, live chatters, that kind of sounds like Mad Hatters, right? Why is a live chatter different from Mad Hatter? Well, one is getting help and the other isn't. I don't know. You guys can answer that riddle for me. By the way, I found my joke book with all your jokes in it. I've been missing it for like 3 months. Here's from Maury Amsterdam, courtesy of Lazy Eye Ranch. A cannibal is a person who walks into a restaurant and orders a waiter. Isn't that funny? And again, Maury Amsterdam, the great comedian from America. Don't worry if you work so hard and your rewards are few. Remember that the mighty oak was once a nut like you. Did you hear about the butcher who backed into a meat grinder? Let's try it again. Did you hear about the butcher who backed into a meat grinder? He got a little behind in his work. That is a really good pun. All right. ECT helped a little, anxiety is a lot better, still have a long ways to go. But yes, Billy Reed, you're heading in the right direction. You're making an effort to help yourself. You come to these live chats. I am saying a prayer for Billy Reed and calling upon you to hold in consciousness like me that he is just going to continue to improve and come out of this episode. Keep up the good work. Rudy Za, and again, thank you, Steve Young, and thank you, Chris Geiser, again, for generously supporting this channel. You are not making a difference to me as much as you're making a difference to all the other people out there, because, you know, by my doing this work, we have 42,000 subscribers right now. That's a lot of people. We have 3 million views. You know, all these people are getting benefit, as you know, from my channel, others. There's so much help out there. Look, I believe that light is stronger than darkness. I believe that love is stronger than hate. I know there's a lot going on in the world right now that's quite negative. These mass shootings in America, horrible, you know, all the conflict in the world, it's bad news. But there's also a lot of goodness, there's also a lot of love, there's also a lot of hope. So let's balance things out. Let's look at the light and the darkness, especially people who are depressed and tend to see the glasses half empty. Let's remind ourselves of all the goodness that is out there. All right, so what did I miss just now? Vendo. Basic steps of this program are physical activity, omega-3 fatty acids, sunlight, healthy sleep, entering room with activity, and social connection. Yes, Stephen Ilardes. Yes. I'm very familiar with Stephen Ilardi from the University of Kansas. I've seen his video. I've even written to him. And guess what, Rudy Zavendo? before Stephen Lardy even was writing, his 6 steps were in this book, Healing from Depression. So I know he's onto a good thing because he says exactly the same thing I do. But I'll write him again. Thank you for reminding me of his wonderful work. You're in good hands when you follow him, and I highly recommend that everybody watch his video called "Depression is a Disease of Civilization." You should really Google it. It's a TED Talk, and I'm going to type it right here because it is really, really good. How do you spell civilization? I don't know. I'll try it out. Yeah, check out that video. By the way, after this video live chat, I'm going to do something I hardly do anymore. I used to. I'm going to go on a bike ride with 2 friends. My God, is bike riding good for your health? I saw this guy at a hardware store. He waited on me. He was like 50 years old. He looked tremendous. He looked like 20 years younger. And I said, how do you do it? He says, I go riding every day. So I encourage any of you guys who have a road bike, hop on that bike and start tootling around. It's good for your mental and physical health. Okay, Floamax. I actually went to 2 appointments for that. Ended up saying I was there for something else because I was embarrassed to know what to say when I first went. Well, now at least, hopefully you're overcoming the stigma and being honest about your situation. Are there any antidepressants that won't result in a lack of sexual something? I missed the rest of that from Chris Geiser. Sexual desire, Zoloft does that, yes. Billy Reed, I love you, boy. I mean, boy, not boy, guy. Brother, keep up the good work. There are some antidepressants that don't negatively affect your sexual desire. I don't know what they are, but I know they exist. So talk to your doctor or put it on the internet. Cringe reflex going to cramp with some of these jokes. Yes, Rosie Bango, they're bad. I agree. If you take an antidepressant and it causes ED, psilocybin, I know what it is. It's like Viagra. Yeah, I don't know if you spelled it correctly, but yes, there are drugs out there to help people who have difficulty in that area of their lives. I've avoided going to our county mental health system because of the doctor in charge. He really pushes heavy meds. He loves Abilify. Told me everyone should be on it. That's reckless. He wasn't joking. Hey, guess what? I had a psychiatrist who loved Abilify too, and it does help a lot of people. But should everybody be on it? I don't think so. But it is a good medication. Rudy Vedno, well, you're welcome. I don't remember what I said, but yes. Steve Young, I treat my mind as a prison. All the thoughts are the prisoners, which make me the warden. So every time I feel something is wrong, I think it's a prison break. I say, back into your cell, you prisoners, you negative thoughts. I know you've said that before. I'm glad it works for you. Thank you, Steve Young. I still want to see that visualization. Thank you, Taco Platter. Look at this. Everybody's thanking each other. Look at this, how you guys help each other and love each other. This is amazing. You don't even need me here. I'm going to go to sleep. Okay, that was enough. Anyway, yes, keep encouraging each other. Exchange phone numbers, exchange emails. Go hop on planes and visit each other. Go hike, the Amazon forest. Do whatever it needs to take, to support each other. All right, admin GFs. That's funny. I don't even know what admin GF said. See, you guys are texting so quickly. What is Forrest Gump's email address? Forrest1. I don't get it, but I haven't seen the movie. All right, Christian, I found out about shared gardening in cities, and that is super good for your health. And it's good for it's good exercise. It's good to work with living things. It's good to be with people. Excellent work, Katrin. I found the TED Talks really good and learned about EFT in one of those. Yes, Rosie Bangle. Explain to people what EFT is. Tapping on acupuncture points like this. It never worked for me, but it helps for some people. That's emotional freedom technique, by the way, I think. Let me know if I'm right, Rosie Bangle. GIFTX, laughter is the best medicine. It's true that if laughter prolongs your life, I should be immortal. Laugh more, join me in immortality. Absolutely. The great editorial reviewer, the great editor, Norman Cousins was diagnosed with a life-threatening disease. He locked himself in a hotel room in New York City and played Candid Camera and the Marx Brothers movie, and he healed himself, and he wrote a book on it called Anatomy of an Illness. I highly recommend you take it out. It's all about laughter and healing, and you're absolutely right. It is the best medicine. PMA, positive mental episode. Excellent. Steve Young, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, except cavities. Well, that's a pretty negative view of life, isn't it? Ali Monticas, Ali, I took Zoloft for 6 days, went off cold turkey. I'm bipolar and it flipped me out. Can't concentrate and my cognition sucks. What should I do? Go to the doctor and get something to help you out. On Effexor 4 years ago, now it messes with my anxiety. Well, yes, Effexor can do that. You need to go talk to a mental health practitioner who prescribes medication, like a doctor or a nurse practitioner. How to get rid of obsessions? They are ruining my thought process so much. Well, I did a video that I recommend to you, and there are lots of books and videos on how to do that. How to get free of OCD. My video. Well, it feels like it's time for another donation coming up. Thank you, Steve and Chris and Taco Platter and Kelly. Not Kelly. I forgot your first name. Last name is Burns, who have made the contributions. Really appreciate it. And also Admin Giabs, appreciate it also. Very, very, very kind of you to help support this station in that way. All right, let's look at some other questions in just a second, if I can get this. Yes, I can't. Okay, I guess my battery went out. Whoopsie daisy. $20, my goodness. And who is that? Kelly Burns. Yes, Kelly, is the other Burns a relative of yours, by the way? The other person who made a very generous contribution? I'm trying to find out who that is. I'm not locating them, but anyway, there was another Burns that helped us out, and I really appreciate the both of you and your generosity. All right, let's get back to answering some questions. All right. Yes, thank you, Kelly. Do you have any questions? Do you want a copy of my ebook? Want a diagram? Anything you want? Kelly Burns has gone big. Well, you know, Jason, Kelly Burns has contributed before big. I think he's from the UK like you are. You guys should hook up. Yes, if I haven't seen the movie, it wouldn't make any sense. You're right, Rosie. MD Nixon from Germany. Yay, MD Nixon from Germany. Nice to check in. My grandfather's from the Alsace-Lorraine, which is right on the border of France and Germany. Have you ever been there? Better late than never. I tried CBD oil this week. I think it worked for me. I took one with 5% CBD, but I think I'm going to buy one with 10% because the effect was mild. All right, go for it. You're not related, Stephen. Well, you both have the same name and you're both generous, so thank you both of you, Kelly and Stephen. Let's give a round of applause for both of them. Taco Platter, I'm heading out. May all of you have a super day. Much love. Doug, you have fun on your ride. See you next week. Well, thank you, Taco. Hey, how about telling me your first name and where you live, or at least where you live? Adam Jeffs, hey, my name is also Kelly. I run a forest school and outdoor nurture, one-to-one for Team Resilience. Nice work. Working with young people, what a blessing. That is a holy calling. When I married Joan and she was working in a Montessori school for only like $12 an hour, I said, don't worry about the money. Working with children is holy work. Man, we should pay teachers twice as much as we pay them and pay sports figures half as much, don't you think? Ain't gonna happen in a capitalist society. Oh well. Can I donate here for your ebook? Yes, Healing from Depression to be sent by email. Well, I have one going through Hell Don't Stop, but Healing from Depression, the ebook is owned by my publisher and I can't send it out, but I can certainly send this out to you. And I wrote another ebook that very few people have heard of called Healing from Depression Naturally, and so I will send that to you. So I will send you two ebooks, my memoir and my book called Healing from Depression Naturally. So just make sure, Kelly, that you email me. I know I have your email address, but I get so many emails. Just email me again douglasblog@gmail.com, and I will make sure to get both to you. All right. Alexander Ogrid, hello, can I ask? Of course you can ask. So yes, does that make sense, Kelly? I can give you both books. Do you think love can cure depression? Boy, I think it can go a long way. Absolutely. Love can do amazing things. I know someone who was really a mess till he had his first child, and suddenly that love for his first child just really, really helped him, took away almost all of his symptoms. I suffer from OCD. I need help how to change my focus to obsession. Well, Alexander, again, there's a wonderful book called Brain Lock by Jeffrey Schwartz, and I've done a video also on OCD. So I would start those places. And OCD can be controlled and managed. It takes some focus and it takes some desire, but here we are, Brainwalk by Jeffrey Schwartz. Yes, love is a very big healing force. Okay, MDX, interesting question. It can heal the heart, absolutely, and the heart's, a lot of, number one cause of depression, in my experience, has been loss of love, so love is a huge factor. Sent you an email with my personal technique with also illustrations. Well, that's nice, Steve, and can I share that with the people here? I've used to tell me, well, thank you, Steve Young. Ellen Jones, haven't seen you yet today. It's 45 minutes after the hour, 3/4 of the way. I'm looking for a fun bike ride, and I want to hear more questions from you guys. I'm a preschool teacher, have been for over 20 years. I do not do it for the money, so when I hear someone like you saying we should, whoops, let me finish reading that, I lost it. What happened there? I'm trying to find that person who was a preschool teacher. So many things to read. Here it is. So when I hear someone like you saying we should make double, all I want to say is thank you. Of course you should make double. Ellen, you should make triple. You guys all should make about $80,000 a year. I mean, what is more important than influencing the minds of our children who are going to be the next generation? What is more important than love and healing? Unfortunately, this culture, doesn't value it. I mean, look at what they pay preschool teachers or, caregivers in old age homes and all this stuff. I mean, they butkus. You know what butkus means in Yiddish? Goat droppings. Yeah, butkus, nothing. But you're doing it for love, and thank goodness there are people like you out there, like my wife Joan, who taught for Montessori for 15 years. Didn't even get a gold watch. Keep it up, Ellen. You've got my blessings. Do receptors heal after med use? Yes, they do. Anything can heal. The human body, the human brain is a self-healing, self-regulatory organism. I have a wonderful video that I want you all to watch as soon as you get off the live chat. It's called You Can Be Restored. And that says it all. I was sitting on the curb in November of 1996. I know that's light years ago, but I was thinking, I can't concentrate, I can't read. Will I ever get back to my old self? I'm disabled. This depression has done me in. There's no hope. I'll never be the same. And guess what? A year later, I was writing my memoir. I was married. I had a house. Human beings are resilient with a capital R. Why do you think we've survived floods and famines and wars and pestilences and genocides and all this stuff? I mean, what are there, 6 or 7 billion people on the planet? Human beings are remarkably resilient. However, watch out for climate change, man, I'm telling you. If we don't get that under control, flooding, that's a hard thing to get over in Miami. Good luck. Anyway, there's my little plug for helping deal with climate change. What a talent. Robin Williams was dearly missed and loved. Yes, I think he died 5 years ago in 2014. Do addictions cause anxiety, depression, or do we become depressed, anxious because of addiction? It works both ways. Works both ways. Yes, compulsive addictive behaviors, not drugs. Yes, it's a vicious cycle. The compulsion makes the depression worse, or the anxiety, which makes the compulsion worse. You have to intervene on both fronts. Excellent question, by the way. Loving the fellow inhabitants of work, that is what we need. Yes, thank you, Steve Young. You're a mensch. What else have people said? Wagas Ahmed, I always think if I marry the girl I love with happiness in my life, but marriage brings a lot of problems. It does. Marriage is a mixed bag, but most people who are married and work it through, or most people who have children, will tell you that the pleasure is worth the pain. But it's tough. You're right. M. Scott Peck used to say the purpose of marriage is to grow through friction. That's good. All right. Julian's piano. Nice to see you back. Hey, I wonder how much I should sleep with anxiety and depression. Nice seeing everyone. Well, you should sleep somewhere between 19 and 20 hours a night. No, I'm completely joking. I know most people need about 8 to 10 hours a night, 7.5 to 10. Don't get too little sleep. It can mess with depression. It can mess with Alzheimer's. It can mess with a lot. You need to get at least, I think, 7 hours of sleep every night, say the sleep experts. So I'd say, trust your own body's rhythms, but have good sleep hygiene. Go to the bed at the same time, wake up at the same time. Don't alter your sleep and go to bed 10 p.m. one night and 1 a.m. the other. That will mess with your circadian rhythms. Well, is it time for another joke with 10 minutes left? Looking for one more donation. That would be nice, but let's just open this randomly. I got a job at the bakery the other day because I needed the dough. Needed, K-N-E-A-D-E-D, I know. You know what? I lived in England for 6 months, and I found out that England doesn't have a kidney bank, but it does have a liver pool. That's all for you. That's for all you people who are in the UK. Speaking of Liverpool, who doesn't love the Beatles, huh? What a great group. All right, let's see what else people are saying here. I don't know about other people here, Rex Makepeace says, but personally speaking, people trigger my depression. On my own, I always feel peace. Otherwise, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you. Well, I know I'm triggering your depression, Rex, but forgive me for I know not what I do. But to be serious, some people are introverts and they do better alone. But Rex, at some point, we do need people to some extent, and I'm sure you probably agree with that. What does Chris Geyser just say? Let me see. I just lost this thread. Wow. That's a good video, especially the Back from the Brink videos. They are. Absolutely, I agree. I'm happy to say that I got rid of my situational depression, says MD Nixon, by changing the situation. Well, that's a good way to get rid of the situational depression. Change the situation. I like that. I moved to my hometown again. It was the best decision I made this year. Good for you. Oswaldo Medina, depression and anxiety give you muscle tension? Absolutely, especially anxiety. That's why massage therapy, progressive muscle relaxation, all sorts of things. Hydrotherapy, getting in a hot tub, all good. All right, what have we got here? How many psychoanalysts has it changed the light bulb? Yes, one, but the bulb really has to want to change. Lazy Eye Ranch, you can't remember the last time you slept more than 5 hours. Man, you need to get something, talk to your doctor about getting something like amitriptyline or trazodone. They can help you sleep, but again, I'm not recommending them. Just go ahead and talk to your doctor. We have Hartlepool too. Thank you, Rosie Bangle. Yeah, if you have severe anxiety, I don't know if you can get over it, but you can certainly manage it, Alyssa. Cheryl Daniels says, if you are doing a job for the money only, you will end up eventually depressed. If you are doing for the job for the money only, you will end up being depressed. It is a true blessing to do and be who one is meant to be. Better words have never been spoken, Cheryl Daniel. The super strain, how did you cope with your hopelessness? I'm currently out of energy and I'm losing hope. I keep going, but I'm afraid I'm not making it. If they won't give the medication because I'm not stable enough. Super strain, I am writing a book right now, and there's a whole chapter on overcoming hopelessness. Will you please give me your email address, Superstrain, and I will send you that chapter for free. Even though it's, my publisher says don't let people see it ahead of time. I don't care. You have special privileges. You're going to see this chapter on overcoming hopelessness. And then I want you to read it, and I want you to tell me what you thought of it, okay? Do we have a deal? Okay, here's my email address. Now, if you don't email me, I'm going to come after you, except I have no idea who you are or where you live, but that's okay. I hope you appreciate my sense of humor. But in all seriousness, hopelessness is a huge, huge problem, man. And it comes with the territory when you're super depressed. So email me, douglasblock@gmail.com, and I will send you my chapter on overcoming hopelessness. And I have a bunch of videos to recommend. I have a video called A Reason for Hope During Hard Times. Man, I have a lot about hope. Why? Because there are so many times in my life when I've been hopeless. And when you feel hopeless, you feel like giving up. But no, no, no. The Dalai Lama says, never give up, never give up, never give up. Here we go. NEVERGIVEUP. Hey, where's my friend Lars from Denmark? He was supposed to be on here on the chat. Well, I hope you're watching, and if you are, a blessing to you. All right. What do you see when the Pillsbury Doughboy bends over? Donuts. Oh, God. Probably not okay for my group. Steve Young. Doug, whoops. I take trazodone, found that when I was in the mental hospital a year ago, I had a very bad headache and anxiety. I had to walk the halls and do deep breathing. Well, guess what? Trazodone, what about CBD? When I wake up agitated, I take CBD and it helps. So again, not diagnosing, not prescribing, but CBD does help some people who wake up in the middle of the night. All right. Yeah, you send me the email right away, Superstrain. I'll get that to you this afternoon. Where do you live, by the way? I'm telling you, Superstrain, hang in there. I promise you it will get better. Trazodone knocks me out, says Rosie Bengal. Why do we get intrusive thoughts? Same reason why we get paranoid thoughts. Brain chemistry, brain chemistry, brain chemistry, stress, stress, stress. The question is, what do we do? Have you spoke to a doctor? I don't know who you're referring to. How many psychologists have changed their light bulb? 1 to change the light bulb and 2 to hold the penis. Whoops, I'm at the latter. Yeah. I'm going to basically hide that one. I asked my French friend if she likes to play video games. She said, oui. Not quite sure what that means. My anxiety was a drug induced, so I don't take anything, says Alyssa. Well, maybe there's some natural things you can take. All right. Superstrain, you live in Germany. Well, again, my grandfather came from Germany. Good for you. I hope to visit there sometime. How do we stop it? JR90, how do we stop it, Doug? Any tips? Okay, intrusive negative thoughts. Again, I have a video on that. And again, there's a book called Brain Lock. My video is called How to Stop. If you email me, I will send you this video and other good resources I have. We have 2.5 minutes left. My computer is about to lose its battery power, so we're kind of winding up here as I spell out the name of this video. The sun is coming out, good for my ride, and any final donations at the last minute would be greatly appreciated. All right, I haven't tried 5-HTP. Well, it helps some people. No worries, Alyssa. It's crazy at times, but it can be controlled. Thank you, Jason. Mike Walker, did the vacation impact your mental health? What vacation are you referring to? If I went on a vacation, I thought it had to be good. All right, MD Nixon, Lazy Eye Ranch. I said, Remron, help me. Oh yeah, Remron, it really will knock you out. That's for sure. Stay safe. Yes, Jason Clulo, thank you. Would you say that intrusive thoughts are common? Yes, they're common. I don't know how common, but they definitely affect a lot of people, for sure. A lot of people complain about that, especially in this time we live in. It is so stressful. There's so much negativity out there. Do not watch the news too much. Take a news break every now and then, because they paint the world much worse than it actually is. But yes, intrusive thoughts are common, but there are ways to treat them. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, go to a good psychologist or a psychotherapist who specializes in helping. You can manage these thoughts. All right. B vitamins and magnesium help with energy. Yes, magnesium also helps relax you, by the way. You might try taking it before you go to bed. I agree, Doug. Will that? I'm not quite sure what you meant. But yes, intrusive thoughts are common, but they can be managed. There's a lot of good, I tell my clients, there's never been a better time to be mentally ill than in 2019. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but it's true. We have so many new ideas and techniques and therapies and medications, and awarenesses. Never been a better time to be mentally ill than now. Of course, so many people are mentally ill. That's the problem, right? So we need good treatments and help. It took 20 different antidepressants to find the right one for me, says Rosie Mangle. Rosie, go. You are a persistent gal. Yes, well, at 20, Jesus, you stuck with it. Well, good for you. I'm glad it paid off. Douglas, you said you take amitriptyline. My doctor said it has the strongest set of effect on antidepressants. Is this true for you? Yeah, it is true for me. But, Remeron is also good. Remeron, trazodone, and amitriptyline are the 3 antidepressants that are used in low doses for help people sleep. So yes, it works the best for me. But everybody's different. You got to do trial and error. Jason Clulo says there's an awakening in the world. Well, God bless you. I hope you're right. I believe that too, but sometimes it's hard to see. Rex, make peace. Going to the gym, going for a run, regular sleep patterns, and medications, the key to fighting depression. Well, you're absolutely right. But guess what? Here's 45 other keys, right? So, Rex, make peace. Let me know. I'll send you this list if you send me an email. Lazy Eye Ranch, Wellbutrin gave me anxiety, helps brain fog. Probably, Wellbutrin did not give me anxiety, and it's helped my mood. So everybody is different. Plus diet. Well, thank you, Rex Make Peace. That's an important thing to add. Jem, thank you, Rosie Bangle. I sleep all night now because sleeping all day. And sleeping all day, but I can't afford to stay like this because my life is going to fall apart. Thank you for your response. Bruce is meowing, getting Joan upset. What's going on with Bruce, Joan? Uh-oh, Bruce brought a mouse in. Oh my God, I got to help out. It's 1 hour and 1 minute, and we're going to see how the poor mouse is doing. Bless that mouse. Hopefully Bruce will let him go. Well, come on, prayers for the mouse. Well, I got to go and help my partner Joan deal with Bruce. It's 1 hour and 1 minute has gone by. So thank you all for being there. Another successful Sunday. Thank you for your donations. I want to let you know that after I sign off, you can continue to chat with each other for 5 to 10 minutes. Keep it up. You know how to get a hold of me, douglasblog@gmail.com. We'll be back next Sunday, the 25th. And until we meet again, I wish you the best in your mental health recovery. Remember, never give up, never give up, never give up. God bless everyone, and we'll see you next week.